Hi guys, my name's Angus. I'm the Assistant Strength and Conditioning Coach here at Burnley College, and I work with Nathan to help program for and coach the elite athletes here at the college. So our programs are designed to help athletes to achieve their athletic potential, as well as helping them to excel in their chosen sport. So I understand you've had a couple of sessions with Nathan, so you're pretty familiar with how the layout of the workout is going to work. So it's going to be similar in that we start off with mobility, we move into the pre-activation phase, then we'll do some core work, and finally we'll finish off with some strength work. When it comes to equipment, you don't need any equipment. There's just one exercise where you need a towel. Most people have towels, so you should be fine with that. But apart from that, it can all be done body weight. If you do have weights, dumbbells, barbell, kettlebell, I'll mention as we go along where certain pieces of equipment are appropriate. Please use them if you can, if you've got the appropriate weights, just because it pushes you that little bit more. But if not, absolutely not a problem. So we'll start off with our mobility work. So we're just going to start off with air squats. So I'll just demonstrate one to start off with. So it's just like a normal squat, just using your body weight. Okay. So what we want is your heel, your little toe and your big toe all in contact with the floor throughout. You don't want to be coming up onto those toes. You want to be driving those knees out on your way down, and you want to keep that head and chest up. Okay. So I'll just show you from the side the kind of depth we're looking at. You want to be going just below parallel. Okay. So once you've done 10 reps of that, once you've done that, you're then into something called Brazilians. So for this, if you do have a dumbbell, grab it now. If you don't worry, you can use a bottle of water, bottle of shampoo, or you can even just do this body weight. So you're just going to start off at the opposite shoulder, bring it all the way across, all the way back, you extend at the top, and then you control on the way down. So a lot to remember, so I'll just do a couple more. All the way back, extend at the top, and control down. So when you're controlling down, palms facing the floor. I'll just do one more of those. Keep that head and chest up all the way. Okay, so you're just working that shoulder, loosening off that area, okay? Working it through its different ranges of motion. So once you've done that, we're gonna go into something called toe hold squats. So I know you've done toe touch squats the other week, pretty similar to that, but you just keep holding your toes throughout, okay? So you just go nice and low, straighten the legs at the top, but keep those fingers on those toes, okay? You wanna go as deep as you can into it at the bottom, straighten those legs out as much as you can at the top. Okay, so that's going to be 10 reps again. Just make sure when you're coming up, you're not totally falling back onto those heels. You don't want to be rocking back. Toes are still on the floor, but you're just gripping the edges, okay? So that completes one round. You just do one more round of that, and then that'll be mobility work done. So after that, you're into your pre-activation phase. And for this, we're going to start with lunges, just body weight, don't need any equipment. You can do alternate, or you can do one side then the other. It's just going to be 6 each side. So just lunging it out. And you want to go nice and deep into these lunges, head and chest up. Make sure that front leg is taking all the weight, okay? So you want that back knee to be about 1 inch or so off the floor. Try not to bounce it off the floor, because it can make you unstable. You might fall over, especially if you've got dumbbells. After that, once you perform 6 each side, we're going to go into retract, rotate and slide. So for this, you need some kind of wall or a floor. Okay, wall is harder, floor is easier. Okay, I'll just demonstrate it so you know what you're going to be doing. So you bend those legs, back totally flat against the wall, and that stays in contact with the wall throughout. Arms out in front, you retract those elbows, rotate those wrists towards the wall, and then you slide as high as you can, okay? Then you're back to the start position. So retract, rotate, and slide. Okay, so you should feel a stretch in those shoulders, feel it loosening those off. If you're struggling with that, if your shoulder mobility is poor, or you're just struggling to keep that back flat because it's just a little bit unfamiliar, go down up floor, same principle, back totally flat, retract, rotate, and slide. And you're just going to perform 12 reps of that. So once you've done that, then you're going to single leg wall balance. So for this, you're just going to take a firm stance with your front leg, your back leg. You're just going to pop your toe on the wall. Okay, slight bend in that front leg. You're going to keep that chest up and you're just going to twist towards that standing leg. Keeping that chest up all the time. Just going to do 10 each side. Okay, so you want to activate that glute. You want to feel that working, brace that core, all helps control that balance, okay? So that'll take you through round one. You do one more round of that. So going back to the lunges and then running through. And then that'd be your pre-activation work done. So that takes us into the core work now. So for the core work, we've just got one exercise, but you're gonna perform that once each side because we're going side plank rotations, and you're gonna do 3 rounds of it. So side plank rotations, elbow directly underneath your shoulder, knees bent to start off with. You're just gonna straighten out those knees, squeeze those glutes, hips in line, arm above, just reach under and up. And if you can't quite do that, just hold side plank. Squeeze those glutes. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna do that for 30 seconds, then you'll have 10 seconds to swap over to the other side, set it up, and then 30 seconds work on that side. Okay, and 3 rounds of that. So that'd see you through to the strength phase. So for this is where you're gonna need your towel. And also, if you've got one, you'll need a box, because we're going to start off with a superset. We're going to do a mid-thigh pull, isometric mid-thigh pull with the towel. So it's just a regular towel. Just make sure you fold it so it's nice and narrow. It just makes it a bit stronger. Don't want you ripping those towels. Okay, then you're just going to step into it. So this is going to depend on the length of your arms, how tall you are, and also how big your towel is. So you might have to step a little bit wider, or for me, a little bit narrower, just to get comfortably into it. And then all you're going to do, chest up, you're going to make sure that back's nice and straight, and you're going to pull. And you're going to hold that tension for 5 seconds. So really pull as hard as you can. Okay, so I'll just show you that from the side. We don't want any rounding of the back. You want to maintain that tension, really brace that core, like so. Okay, so once you've done that for 5 seconds, if you have a box, use that. So you don't want it to be too high. This is only about 12 inches. I wouldn't really go any higher than that, not much. So a step will be fine. If you don't have anything at all, I'll show you an alternative in a second. All you're going to do, okay, you're going to step off with one foot, brace at the bottom, control that descent, and then explode up. Okay, so step off, like so. So you're going to perform 4 of those. So just watch again. So you step off with one foot, you land with both feet, and then explode up. Okay, so if you don't have the box, put this to one side. If you don't have the box, you can just try it body weight. Just have one foot in front and then like so. If you don't feel comfortable with that, feel it's a little bit too tricky to get your head around, just do a jump like so. Okay. So for that'd be 1 round. You'd have 4 sets in total of that, and you want about, after your jumps, about 45 seconds to a minute just to recover. I wouldn't go any sooner than that. You just need those muscles to recover so you can produce the same amount of force in the later sets. Okay. So then that takes us into our final tricep. So tricep is 3 exercises all in one group. And if you've got dumbbells, 2 dumbbells, split squat. So for this, you just step back. You want to make sure your knee's not going over your toe. You want to keep that chest up, and you want to keep that back foot where it is. It's not a lunge, you're not stepping back in, it stays there. So you're going to do 8 each side, chest up, go nice and deep into that squat. So that front leg is taking that weight. Okay, so as soon as you're on 8 on one leg, straight onto 8 on the other leg. Okay, if you don't have dumbbells, if you've got a barbell, you can pop the barbell on your back, same kind of principle, or if you have a kettlebell or a medicine ball, you can hold it out in front of you, just kind of like this. So kind of like you would in a goblet squat, but if it's a medicine ball, obviously you hold it a little bit different. Just depends on what you're using, and same kind of principle. Just helps you to add that little bit more resistance and make the exercise a little bit more challenging. But again, you can do this body weight. Just find that stance. And if you're finding that really easy, you can add in a few more reps, maybe take it up to 10 each side, but go with what you know. Okay, then we're going to press ups. So feet elevated. So this box is perfect. You could use a chair or a bench or something along those lines at home. You just pop your feet on. Okay, everything straight, shoulders to your heels, and then press up. Okay. If you don't have any surface like this, or you're not quite comfortable doing it elevated, then regular press ups is fine. Just make sure those elbows are tracking diagonally backwards, because you don't want them coming straight out, because it'll put too much stress on your shoulders. And if you can't quite do that, on your knees is also fine. Just try and keep everything straight from your knees to your shoulders. Okay, so you do 10 reps of that, and then once you've completed that, you're into your final exercise, which is good mornings. So for this, if you've got a barbell, just grab it. So you pop the barbell on your back, hand position just a little bit wider than shoulder width, foot position about hip width apart, toes maybe pointing forwards but maybe slightly outwards. So the trick is, you want a slight bend at your knees, but after that it doesn't bend anymore. What we're looking for is a hinge at the hips, okay? So you're just thinking, you want to touch your bum against that back wall. So you just push that bum backwards, but you keep that chest up. Just go as low as you feel you can, roughly about parallel. It'll depend how flexible you are. And you should feel those hamstrings working. Just do a couple from the side. So you've got a slight bend just to protect that joint, and then you just push that bum backwards. Okay, so if you don't have a barbell, most people tend to have a brush, a broom, a mop, something like that. You can just use this, same principle, just pop it on your back, chest up, and it works just as well. Okay, might want to slow those reps down a little bit more if you're not using any resistance, just to make it that little bit more challenging, but it'll still give your hamstrings a good workout. And if you've only got dumbbells, kettlebell, medicine ball, something like that, or even a bottle of water, you can just hold the dumbbell here, same principle, slight bend, and then just hinge at the hips. Squeeze those glutes as you come up. That's so. Okay, so there's just a few options of ways you can use weights if you don't have a barbell. But anyway, guys, so there'd be 10 reps of the good mornings, and then you'd rest it up for about 45 seconds to a minute, and then you'd be back to the start of the tricep, back into split squats. So those are the exercises. Enjoy, work hard. If you have any questions at all, just contact Fitness Evolution or contact AOC. But hope you all enjoy, guys. Stay safe.